So recently, Jolie and I went to Fayetteville, Arkansas so that she could compete in a half marathon. If you watch this vlog for long, you know that she is trying to beat the half marathon 2-hour mark, and she has come razor close. Several years, 3 marathons, and countless half marathons later, we're in Joplin. She's trying to break the 2-hour mark. She crossed the finish line, 2 hours, 13 seconds. Her time, 2:03, again, so close. So stay tuned, see if she beats it this time, and now I gotta go on a run of my own. For a place to lay our heads before race day, Jolie discovered this historic inn in Springfield, Arkansas. In 1862, during the Civil War, Johnson Mill was partially burned down by Confederate forces. Directly following the war, 2 U.S. soldiers purchased this site and rebuilt. After another century in operation, this mill was transformed into the charming little inn you see before you. It bears the distinction of longest running business in the entire state. If you like the adventure of residing in unique places and don't mind the lack of more modern hotel amenities, this rustic inn is a singular experience. After getting settled at our rustic inn, we paid Lake Fayetteville Park, the starting point of tomorrow's half marathon, a visit. Per usual, we wanted to do some advanced recon of the course before race day. A perfect day accompanied by a beautiful trail meant we couldn't resist taking our electrics out for a spin. To our surprise, this was one of the most welcoming, well-kept, paved trail systems we've ran or rode. It snakes through the woods between 3 different towns, the University of Arkansas and downtown Fayetteville. I am guessing that Phil Davison, even though I didn't know him, was a Christian. As we evaluated the course, I considered how well prepared Jolie was for tomorrow's endeavor. As all her races, she went into strict training to compete in this one in hopes she could beat the 2-hour mark. The Bible uses the metaphor that Christians are like athletes who go into strict training to compete. It goes on to say Christians don't run aimlessly because they have a very specific goal. Tomorrow for Jolie, that ultimate goal is to conquer 2 hours. For the Christian, that ultimate goal is to conquer eternity. Not only did we become intimately acquainted with the race course that evening, but we were blessed to spend that time together, immersed in a new expanse of God's creation. It's a little after 6 and the run is at 7. We just got here to Lake Fayetteville on Saturday morning for packet pickup. How are you feeling about running today? The lake was beautiful and still, juxtaposed against the building anticipation of runners striving to run the perfect race. Mature Christians certainly strive to run the perfect spiritual race, even though we know we're much too weak to run it perfectly. The power in these competing ideas is that when we nudge our pride out, we allow for God's grace to enter in. Toward the middle of the actual race, with a combination of hills and heat, I began to observe Jolie was falling short of her goal pace to finish in 2 hours. As all Christians fall short of their spiritual goal pace due to hills and heat, or more aptly, our spiritual shortcomings, difficulties, and obstacles, we rely on God more, allowing His power to be made perfect in our weakness. I recently had a student describe their definition for God's grace: your reward for trying. And for a definition, that's not bad. We try to run the perfect race and all fall short of the glory of God. So Jolie tried to run the perfect race, but I am sad to say she fell short of her goal. However, that's not where the story ends.
You're doing great.
So Jolie just finished, and the guy said as she crossed the finish line that she was the Masters winner, and I think that means 40 and above. She finished first.
This is such an applicable analogy. Train to run the perfect race. Try to follow God's word perfectly. No, you never will. Allow God, by His grace, to carry you through the finish line, and though you will fall short, you can still end the race with your eternal reward.